Assalamualaikum Senegalese, Dalalak Jam Sisunu channel. If you watched episode 48 of Marodi at Mensonges, then you already know. We are no longer just watching a drama. We are watching a revolution because what happened in that courtroom changed everything. Aminata is no longer the victim. She is no longer the one being silenced. She has transformed into a powerhouse. A fearless advocate who is now standing face to face with the system that tried to break her. And now, episode 49 is here. But let me tell you something clearly. This is not just another episode, this is the fallout, the consequences of the biggest betrayal in the entire series. Today, we are breaking down the official trailer and diving into some shocking fan theories that might completely change how you see the ending. So make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel because here you get the fastest and deepest updates on Marodi TV dramas. Now let's get into it. The episode 49 trailer wastes no time. It hits us immediately. With the moment we have all been waiting for, the judge delivers the sentence 1 year in prison. This is huge. This is not just a small punishment, this is a complete victory for Aminata and a total collapse for the doctor and the entire clinic. But it doesn't stop there. The trailer also reveals that the doctor is being removed from the medical board. That means everything he built, his reputation, his authority, his influence is gone. Just like that, this marks the official end of the clinic Alhamdulillah era of corruption. And honestly, this is one of the most satisfying moments in the entire story. But the real game changer is the DNA report. At the end of episode 48, we saw hints of the truth. But now the real report has finally surfaced. And in this trailer, you can feel the impact. The defense is completely shaken. There is a shock, confusion, and even accusation of something as serious as high treason. That tells us one thing: this report is bigger than we imagined. It doesn't just expose a mistake, it exposes a system. A system built on lies. Now let's talk about Junior. We only get small glimpses of him in the trailer. But those moments are very important because the question is no longer, is he Aminata's son? That part is already answered. Now the real question becomes, how will he return to her? And that is where the emotional weight of episode 49 will truly hit. Now let's move into predictions because this trailer is giving us clues but it's not telling us everything. First prediction: the belle-mère, yes, the mother-in-law. The doctor may be sentenced, but there is no way she walks free after everything. The trailer hints at wider consequences, and based on that, I believe we are going to see her being questioned or even arrested because, let's be honest, this entire situation did not happen without her involvement. She played a role, and now she will have to face it. Second prediction: Aminata's final rise. This episode could give us movement that complete her entire journey. Remember her father's apology in episode 48. That was just the beginning. Episode 49, we may see him publicly recognize her as the best advocate in the country. A full circle movement from doubt to pride, from silence to power. Now let's talk about one of the most shocking fan theories. This one is called the switch identity theory, and it's coming directly from viewer discussions. According to this theory, there was not just one theft, there were two. Yes, two. Some fans believe that clinic didn't just manipulate one biological sample. They may have switched multiple samples, which means Junior might not be the only child involved. He could have a sibling that we haven't even met yet. And if this is true, then everything becomes even bigger because this is no longer just a personal story. This becomes a scandal, a massive one, and it would explain something very important. Why the doctor looked completely terrified when the real files were mentioned, not nervous, terrified. Because maybe that report doesn't just expose one crime, it exposes everything. Now let's go deeper. Because episode 49 is not just about the law anymore. It's about emotions, it's about power, and it's about the collapse of everything the Fall family once believed in. We are now entering the emotional battlefield. Let's start with something very powerful, the high treason of the heart. In the trailer, we see the mother in law silent, broken, completely defeated. But understand this is not just about losing a case, this is about losing control for so long. She ruled that house like a throne. Every decision, every move, every secret passed through her, but now that power is gone. And what we are witnessing is the fall of pride. Because everything she built was built on manipulation, and now the truth has exposed it all. That is the real meaning of high treason here. Now, just a crime against the law, but a betrayal of family, a betrayal of trust, a betrayal of humanity itself. Now, let's talk about the doctor because his story is not over yet. Yes, he has been sentenced 1 year in prison. But look closely at the trailer. There is no fear in his eyes, not just fear of prison, because a fear of what comes next. Because the biggest question right now is, was he working alone or was he just one piece of a much bigger network? Viewers are already asking, will he talk? Will he expose others or reduce his sentence? Because if he does, this situation could explode even further. This could go beyond one family and turn into something much bigger. And this brings us to a major realization. This is the end of an era. The clinic, Alhamdulillah, was supposed to be a place of healing and a place of hope, but now it stands as a symbol of greed, of corruption, of betrayal. Everything it represented has been destroyed, and episode 49 will make that crystal clear. Now, let's shift to something more human. Because in the middle of all this chaos, there is still connection, there is still love. Let's talk about Aminata and her bond with her father. In episode 49, we witnessed something very special. Her father admitted that yes, he taught her everything, but now she has surpassed him. Think about that moment, a student becoming greater than the master. That is not just growth, that is legacy. And then there was that powerful emotional moment, the grass scaling, the big hug. After everything she went through, after all the pain, all the struggle, she finally received comfort, support, validation. And this moment changes everything. Because this is no longer just about winning a case, this is about healing a broken family, rebuilding trust, and finding peace after chaos. But in all of this, we cannot forget one person, Junior. Because while the adults are fighting, this is the one feeling everything, the confusion, the fear, the uncertainty. And episode 49 will likely begin by showing us his perspective. Because winning in court does not automatically means happiness, especially for a child who is about to have his entire world changed. Now let's move into predictions. Because things are about to get even more intense, first prediction. A private confrontation, I believe we'll see a scene between Aminata and the mother-in-law. Face to face, no lies, no courtroom, just truth. And in that moment, the mother-in-law may finally confess not just what she did, but why she did it. And the answer, control. This was never just about a child. It was about power, about dominance, about refusing to lose control of the family. Second prediction. An escape attempt. Yes, this one is big. Many fans believe that the doctor might try to run before everything becomes official, before he is fully stripped of his status. And if that happens, we could see a high stakes movement, police intervention, tension at the clinic, a final attempt to escape justice. But will he succeed? Highly unlikely. Because at this point, the truth is everywhere. Now let's talk about another powerful fan theory, the Emily redemption theory. This one is gaining a lot of attention. According to viewers, Emily may not be the villain we thought she was. What if she was also a victim? What if she didn't know the full truth about the egg theft And in episode 49, she realizes everything and chooses to step aside to let Junior return to Aminata, not because she lost, because she understands that her version of motherhood was built on a lie. And if this theory is true, then her character arc could become one of the most emotional in the entire series. And finally, one of the most mysterious theory of the all. The missing medical files. We already know about the true report, but what if that's not the only hidden truth? Some fans believe there is a second child. Yes, a second child. The theory suggests the Aminata may have had twins and the clinic didn't just switch one baby, they switched two. Which means somewhere out there could be another child living a completely different life in other city or even another country, and if that becomes true, then this story is far from over. Now we reach the final stage because episode 49 is not just ending a story, it's delivering a message about justice, about truth, and about humanity itself. Let's begin with something I call the humanity update. Because what we are seeing here goes beyond drama. The sentencing of the doctor is not just a victory for Aminata, it is a warning. A warning to anyone in positions of power, especially in the medical field, because this case highlights something very important. Consent is sacred, trust is everything, and the moment that trust is broken, the consequences are unavoidable. Now think about the clinic, named Clinic Alhamdulillah. One scene is a place of healing, a place where people came with hope, but now its reputation is destroyed. With the doctor removed from the medical board, the future of the clinic is uncertain. Will it be shut down completely, or will someone new step in, someone ethical, someone honest, and someone who can rebuild what was broken? But if there is one thing this story teaches us, it's that system can fail, but they can also be rebuilt. And at the center of all this is one powerful idea, the truth. The true report we heard about is more than just evidence, it is a symbol that no matter how long lies survive, they cannot last forever because the truth always finds its way. No matter how deep it is buried, no matter how powerful the people hiding it are. In the end, the truth wins. Now, let's take a step back and reflect because this story is not just about Aminata, it's about all of us. This is your mind map motivation. First lesson, resilience in the face of doubt. Remember, even Aminata's own father doubted her, the person who should have believed in her most hesitated. But she didn't stop, she didn't break, she stayed focused on her purpose. And that is the lesson for you. Sometimes people won't see your vision, even the ones closest to you, but that doesn't mean you are wrong. It just means you have to keep going. The second lesson, turning pain into power. Aminata went through something unimaginable. The loss of her child, a betrayal that could have destroyed her completely. But instead, she used that pain. She turned it into strength. She sharpened her skills. She grew until she became the best. And that is your reminder, pain can break you or it can build you. The choice is yours. Final lesson, the true meaning of justice. High treason in this story is not just a dramatic phrase. It represents real life betrayal, the kind that happens in families and relationships and systems. And overcoming that kind of betrayal requires more than just law. It requires strength, emotional strength, mental strength, and the courage to stand for what is right, even when it is difficult. Now, let's bring everything together. Final prediction. Here is what we expect in episode 49. The doctor. The doctor goes to prison. The mother in law faces complete isolation or even exile from the family. And most importantly, we get an emotional, powerful reunion between Aminata and Junior, a moment that will define the entire series. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Emily? Is she a victim or is she a villain? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I will be reading them. and hurting the best theories. Thank you for watching. This is episode really. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our full breakdown. As soon as episode 49 drops on Marodi TV, Jerry Jeff, and I will see you in the next one. This is episode Valley signing off.